Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance, yet another double cast with TA for life. We would have gotten more up sooner, except that we had some technical difficulties which involved putting stuff in the wrong folders and so on. But anyway, we're back today. We have a 4v4 with some very good players here, and TA is here with me right now.
How's it going? This one, I really like this map. I don't think this map has really been casted much. I think Giles casted it a few times, but definitely one of the classics for multiplayer. Usually you have people like Chosen. I'm willing to bet Chosen is who hosted this one. And you see the familiar characters like Kocher or Kerher. Not surprisingly with Voodoo, you can look at the top left corner. Definitely the powerhouse. Well, actually, no, Kocher is underneath. It's Chosen, Kerher, and Smoke Buddy. Smoke Buddy's from Brazil. So I really like the left side, but they definitely have a big challenge on the right. Like people like ZLO, Crazy Chariot on the bottom. Laneless is extremely good player for team games. And Artifacts, yeah, he's usually in these games as well. But Laneless, he is extremely dangerous in the way he techs. He's usually at the end of the game winning. These games early on, he might not be that strong.
Yeah, he does tend to delay a lot of early stuff so that he can get a better eco than his opponents. But we see a completely different style from Voodoo. He built a factory and then went straight up the middle. He's already halfway to the center of the map here, where there is a lot of reclaim there, but Voodoo really went all out in trying to get that.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of reclaim there is just ridiculous. There's probably at least 10,000 there. I think it's more than what Seton says. It's probably more than 10,000. And I don't really agree with rushing with ACU that much. Although I think Voodoo is, yeah, he's going for a different set of reclaim. I was looking in the middle. But yeah, on the top, you can see how it's a bit asymmetric. Voodoo has a lot of map control advantage, and if Voodoo can knock artifacts off and prevent him from getting a foothold on Voodoo's side, he'll definitely have a big advantage. But I really like players to send engineers to the middle to try to steal some early mass.
Yeah, especially considering engineers are faster than the ACU. The first engineer would probably get there sooner than just sending the ACU straight off. But in any case, both Artifacts and Voodoo appear to have sent their ACUs very early. I'm not sure what Artifacts did.
Yeah, and as we're staring up to the top, Smoke Buddy, I could have called it. Smoke Buddy plays quite a bit of ranked at my rating level, and if he's Seraphim, you can bet money he's going to be coming with a Seraphim bomber, and that's exactly what happened to ZLO. ZLO is now making an anti-air.
It's on 3 kills. It will get at least 4, and we'll see if the bomber can shoot it down. ZLO is not happy.
Yeah, he was asking if he can rage quit or not, but... Let's see. Oh, this bomber survives with 4 kills. And in these team games, I really love the early bomber, especially if you have something like Seraphim that can drop bombs. You can force everybody to change the build orders. You keep dropping bombs on all 4 players.
And it's exactly what we see with CC here. He made a anti-air gun, but he still lost 3 engineers to the bomber as it passed by. And even if the bomber hadn't gotten any kills, he still forced an anti-air gun from Crazy Chariot. In the middle, looks like Crazy Chariot will be outnumbered, though. It is going to be Kocher and Chosen versus him, so Laneless is going to have to switch over. So, for the moment, Crazy Chariot is under a little bit of pressure. But it looks like he's just going to reclaim the mass. He's not really too concerned. And Artifacts and Voodoo also locked in a reclaim battle. It really does seem to be the name of the game at this point.
Yep, it's basically looking at the map. There's a lot of mass to be taken, and that's the competition. And now, I haven't seen this map too many times. Actually, I haven't played it too much. But in the middle here, we see Crazed and Laneless versus Chosen and Kerher. You can see these little pawns. These are excellent map design where you can hide your ACU. But it looks like point defense is going to claim the middle.
It was built by both ACUs, so with even ACU numbers and a point defense, that's an easy win for Chosen and Kocher.
Good teamwork.
Laneless especially has to move quickly. But they're just going to cede all this reclaim. Crazy Chariot will reclaim from the water. That's a good move, even though he's still enough out of the water to get shot by the point defense.
And a bomber from Voodoo, a number of bombers from Voodoo.
Voodoo actually doesn't really have that much in the way of spam. I think this one artillery piece is his only land unit. He really went so hard after the mass, he doesn't really have anything else.
On the bottom, meanwhile, very strange. ZLO seems to not even challenge Smoke Buddy for that mass. Smoke Buddy has, yeah, he basically sent his ACU, got all the mass, so ZLO might be a bit behind.
And ZLO just content to sit back here, make mass extractors, and reclaim trees in bunches, so he's definitely going for a huge eco there. But Laneless is way ahead of everybody else in the eco game. And he did construct a point defense of his own. So it is even in terms of point defense in the middle and
Yeah, so many tech to mass
ACU.
extractors from Laneless. And I mean, we're here coming up minute 5. It's basically most of the mass has been reclaimed. At this point, the different teams have to get a strategy. I mean, you can try to go for gun upgrades, big Tech 1 land spam. I'm not seeing much land spam at all. It's actually quite empty. I mean, ACU gun, or what are some of the other strats on this map?
Well, yeah, I mean, you could also get fast tech 2 on your ACU and make point defenses. That's not too effective on this map,
through them.
but given the 3 choke points in the middle, it's questionable if a single ACU can do much, even with a point defense creep. You can just go around it so easily.
Voodoo
Would you
with a
see Crazed
7-kill
Chariot?
bomber.
Crazed Chariot is doing Tech 2 as we speak, but neither Coacher nor Chosen are getting any upgrades. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond to that.
From Chosen. NG drop.
Actually, yeah, an NG drop straight at the other side.
See if he
And looks
can
like
capture.
I don't know if that's his plan or not, but he definitely wants to do something. He's taking out the engineer by reclaiming it. And
Or a
now
bomber would be nice.
if he establishes some land factories, he's got to do it fast, otherwise he's going to lose those engineers.
That's a
And
nice
here comes
move
the
from
land
Chosen.
factory from
Chosen is one player is really a master of these teams. He knows all the maps very well. He knows some interesting strats. So if you want somebody to copy, Chosen's definitely one of them.
And here's Crazed Chariot and Laneless working together to get an upgrade. And we have to remember that UEF can easily defeat any other faction at, especially at Tech 3, and usually in most point defense wars. The Triad is excellent for these. So now with
Sure, UEF
Crazed Chariot.
really nice fire rate plus arch. I think it's the best best point defense for all circumstances. In some situations, you might say Aeon's better, or yeah, maybe Cyber against Tech 1.
But in this case, both sides have the best factions for the middle because both sides have a UEF and an Aeon. You can see both sides also focusing on the UEF first. They realize that they want the UEF at Tech 2 before the Aeon. But here Chosen with a nice little attack across the little channel here. And he's going to force Laneless to pull his
Chosen's
stuff
very
back.
busy.
Chosen is playing everywhere. He's got his land factory set up. And he's producing flares on the other team's side. It will be met by tanks from Crazed Chariot, but it's still a very nice harassment tactic from Chosen. Doesn't really cost much for him, and just takes away concentration from the other team.
Against
Chariot will
Laneless, you can't let him take. You gotta always do things like this. You gotta harass him, but I think I gotta say Laneless has done just enough. I mean, he was pretty aggressive with ACU, got quite a bit of reclaim, and has helped out his team. So you can't really say he's ego whoring here. He's just playing very smart.
And Crazed Chariot does get the first Tech 2 point defense. He'll take out the enemy's point defense at range. And after that, he's going to have free reign over the middle to do whatever he wants.
If you take over the middle, putting Tech 2 radar there is great. Cruise missiles are really good. And this is kind of that stage where you can see how quickly people get Tech 2 mass extractors. The perfect target for Tech 2 cruise missiles. So if you can get it quick before people get TMD, I mean, it's basically a no-brainer.
It looks like Voodoo is in the process of running over artifacts. That's going to be a huge problem for the for the right-hand side team, because once those already start running over everything,
yeah,
those can just immediately they can just go straight across the channel, and suddenly I keep saying top team, the right-hand team is going to have a huge problem on their hands as they try to defend Artifact's base, or at least prevent Laneless's base from getting run over.
He's going to reclaim some. The best thing to do if somebody goes against you with so much artillery is to make a whole bunch of mech marines, but that's not always you can't do that if you're Seraphim.
See, Chosen here is constructing a wall. He's keeping artifacts in the water. At least he's trying to do that. So Chosen is literally doing everything. He's just going to be a little bit too late with that. The ACU could have reclaimed the wall anyway.
I just realized that it's actually Chosen. That is absolutely ridiculous what he's trying to do. That's a great move. I mean, it's not really a great move, but it's very annoying. It looks like a blaze now from Laneless is going to try to help out. That's going to be a very valuable blaze.
Artifacts needs to make sure he dodges those. So far he's taken a lot of artillery shots, and the longer you stand still, the closer you get to dying, or run in a straight line. And
Bit of a
we could
counter
see
from
Artifacts go
Chosen,
down here.
or from
Artifacts
Blameless.
is gonna go down here.
Oh, I
There's
think.
really no chance. And there goes
Oh
Artifacts.
my gosh.
So the top
Yeah.
team has the right hand team has just lost their top base.
Yep. And I guess what we can say, Laneless is going to get double base if he can protect it, although Voodoo coming in.
Voodoo has very little in the way of reinforcements, though, and Chosen, or not Chosen, Laneless is here cutting off his reinforcements with the Blazes. So I think the right-hand team, there I said it right, can actually hold on to the top base for quite a long time. And the engineers are already on the way from Laneless, and he's making a great push through the middle as well to take over map control there. Counter push from Kocher. But Crazy Jared already has a missile launcher established in the middle. He's going to start shooting off some cruise missiles.
We'll see how many that gets. He's already got one loaded. It's up in the air. Amazingly, Chosen hasn't lost his little base here next to ZLO's base. And actually, ZLO and Smoke Buddy here, just a bunch of fake point defenses from Smoke Buddy. They're just in a standoff, not doing much.
Yeah, we haven't really seen much take place on the bottom. Both players just seem content to build up their forces. And Tech 3 Mass Extractors from ZLO.
Oh, wow. First missile. It's going to... Oh, wow. Just in time. A TMD from Chosen. Yeah, he got it just in time. It took care of the missile.
Yeah, I missed that. But also a Ghetto from Chosen taking care of the Blazes from Laneless. So Chosen is just using every possible move in the book.
So one thing
really
that's great,
big
thanks of course to Patogo. He's really made this program great. You can actually look at the APM for all the players in case people are wondering. Chosen was 92 in this game. That's why he's everywhere.
Yeah, APM only makes a difference in this game if you can
good.
actually use it all over the place. Yeah, if you're managing all over the map.
And that's one thing, like, I hate playing people who are good with high APM. Somebody like Petrich, you might think that you're basically doing as well and you're not getting beat, but he just beats you because he does twice as many things as you.
So ZLO bemoaning the fact that he has no hope. He wants to announce that to the world. Crazy Jared, though, preventing Chosen from advancing any further up the middle. He's doing a good job of holding that down. And he's got 3 missiles, now soon to be 4 in his clip. And
I think everyone's got TMD now.
Yeah,
this
he's not
is the
really
time
able
to go
to shoot
bomb.
them.
I think A on TMD would be the best target. Couple Seraphim bombers.
And yeah, we just see more and more teching from the right-hand side team. They just don't want to get involved in any kind of fight. And Laneless is just making T2 mexes. ZLO is making T3 mexes.
I mean, I can't say that the right side is really that screwed. Their ecos are quite good, and you got Laneless and ZLO on very big economies. And any kind of mistake from the left side, and I mean, they're going to be in very bad shape. I mean, we see Voodoo actually in a fairly dangerous position. Something like a Mercy snipe.
Yeah, talking about mistakes, he has a sort of ring of static AA plan. But if Mercies were to come in now from Laneless, for example, he definitely has the power for that. He's quite a bit of power. He's ahead of everyone else. Voodoo could be in some real trouble.
Actually, Voodoo might cut off here. You can see what Laneless is thinking.
Yeah, actually, Voodoo is kind of screwing himself right now. Oh. And because with Blazes and Auroras, a little bit of micro, and Laneless can easily cut all this off.
We just saw Crazed shoot backwards with his cruise missile launcher, taking out that factory that ZLO hasn't been able to take care of for like the last 5 minutes.
I don't know if missiles against Tech 1 factories is too cost effective, especially as Chosen just gets it right back. And now ZLO is announcing to the world now that Chosen is cheating with Auroras.
That's what we do as Aeon, we cheat. And Voodoo here might be in quite a bit of trouble. Laneless, though, shows up with no upgrades. He's going to try to get an upgrade. And as Aeon against the Gunned ACE, you know to run away, because Voodoo will completely decimate. And actually, Voodoo with a couple Tech 2 flak and actually a couple Yanzis here, or Yanzines. So those are some Tech 2 amphibious tanks from Seraphim.
But the fact that Voodoo cannot really advance backwards, so to speak, is really going to screw him over, because he's going to have to get some sort of base going here if he wants to survive air snipes. So he's just getting cornered right now. And all the time he's doing that, he can't really help his team. He can't really secure the base that he destroyed from artifacts. So really, Laneless is in a prime position at the moment.
Got ZLO with a huge amount of mass. It looks like he hasn't done anything but walls and defense. He's just been teching this entire game. And now it does look like Kocher is moving in, but he's going to run into some walls. See, if this defensive position falls, though, I don't know. I don't think he has much to play defense with. He does have some Tech 2 land. His ACU.
Yeah, but thankfully for him, though, Smoke Buddy doesn't really have much to attack him with. It really is just an eco war between both of them. And now Voodoo really getting trapped.
Oh, yeah.
Voodoo is in real trouble now, because if he leaves, he'll get sniped by all these units. And if he stays there, he'll be an easy target for Navy and Air, of course.
Yeah, I think you would need some UEF Tech 2 torpedo bombers. Against Aeon, you can hide in the water and shallow water all day.
Yeah, but of course now Laneless can corner him. The Arty can try to move in and take out that torpedo launcher, but if he does that, then he'll be exposing his artillery to getting killed by the Auroras. So Voodoo needs to figure out something. He can't really airlift himself out either due to the presence of Tech 2 flak.
He just needs to walk away from that torpedo launcher.
Yeah, if he could walk towards the middle and try to escape that way, that could be good. But with Crazed completely dominating the middle, that might not even work.
See what happens. Has Crazed done much? Is he getting Tech 3? Yeah, once he gets Tech 3, that should make it interesting.
Okay, yeah, Crazed is on Tech 3 in the middle. Ravagers are definitely going to be coming up then, but Kosher is also going Tech 3, and it looks like by the amount of build power and the progression, it should be about even when they get Tech 3.
I gotta say, the left side team, smaller ecos, Chosen has been very busy, but he's only at 61 mass. So he's like basically half of what ZLO has.
Yeah, when somebody tries to do so much early on, it either works and completely screws the other team, or it completely screws that player themselves. ZLO now renaming his ACU to Hate Team Games.
Yeah.
Although, really, I don't understand why. I mean, he's doing fine.
Yeah, I think he was still mad about those bombers that screwed him over. I think if Laneless, instead of getting that gun on his ACU, if he would have got Tech 2, would have been a little longer, but I think he would have already won this game. He would have got those torpedo launchers so much quicker, but that gun really hasn't been too good for him, only 12 kills. Meanwhile, Voodoo here, 33. And I think
like
Voodoo will escape.
He's managed to extract himself somehow.
And Laneless has to be careful. If Laneless dies, it's going to be 2 versus 4, and you don't want that to happen.
And ZLO going for Ras. If he gets Ras, he's already got way more power than everyone else. The right side team will have so much power that they can go Tech 3 air, Tech 3 land, whatever they want to do.
Tech 3 air is excellent in this. One thing is very disappointing is the fact that people don't use Tech 2 bombers more. I think if you're Cybern, you just got to go snipe Tech 2 power. Or
right now, Chosen is going nuts in the middle, getting the shield on his ACU and just going on a rampage. Actually, I don't think there's much that can stop him at the moment. I mean, unless he runs directly into Crazed base in the middle, he really can't be touched too well. And right now, he is.
I would love to see him come in and try to harass ZLO and Smoke Buddy and ZLO together with those ACUs. I think could do a lot of damage. Attacking Crazed, yeah, I think he's the best defended player on the right side team.
And of course, he's got Ravagers that are building in the middle. That'll make him pretty indestructible. But Kosher also making Ravagers. And I think that might be within range of Crazed. It is. So it is going to be a Ravager war, which is something you don't get to see this every day.
Yeah, and whoever gets it faster basically wins. And it was a split second. Crazed, for whatever reason, paused his ACU. And yeah.
It looks like he's trying to eco at the same time. It's a bad idea to try to eco and get these Ravagers. Yeah, he's going to lose that. He's going to get pushed back. Meanwhile, Voodoo here completely turning the game on Laneless. I think Laneless might be in trouble. I don't know if he's in trouble yet. He's definitely got a lot of Tech 2 streaming in to support him, but he's definitely lost the battle here and given Voodoo quite a bit of reclaim. So Voodoo can go ahead and tech a little bit more. Voodoo is making Tech 2 air. He's going to try to snipe Laneless in the water. Laneless is moving away, though. And looks like Crazed has his Ravager up. It's not doing anything.
Yeah, this is where scouting is critical. I think Crazed just needs to retreat and reestablish T2. He's not really going to lose anything. maybe lose a couple buildings that he can reclaim. But Chosen, a bit disappointing. He's got that very expensive ACU. He needs to rush that. I think helping out Smoke Buddy against ZLO should have happened. And we did see Smoke Buddy do a whole bunch of scouting.
And here, Craze has not even scouted Kocher's base here, and because of the stealth field, he's not able to see it on his radar, so he's just getting shot at without being able to shoot back. And right now, Kocher is definitely winning
really
this
showing
Ravager war.
Stealth fields are the things that win point defense battles.
Yeah, Scout's finally coming out. But Chosen has been acting like a huge tank here, so in that regard, he has been effective.
Yeah.
Allowing Kocher to just shoot everything.
I think Laneless might be in trouble here. We see those torpedo bombers, although Seraphim torpedo bombers, those are not known to be that good underwater or on shallow water, although they seem to be doing a bit of damage.
Yeah, they are getting, at least they're doing what they are trying. They're getting Laneless out of the water. But Laneless has artillery to support himself, so it's really a very intense battle here.
Making an appearance. I gotta say Voodoo's ACU here has been quite impressive. And he is fighting against Aeon.
Yeah, Voodoo versus 62 kills.
ZLO sending over his air now.
And ZLO now on a Spiderbot.
And ZLO with this customary artillery, that should get quite a few kills. That might push Smoke Buddy back a little bit.
Yeah, ZLO definitely securing the air above Voodoo, trying to kill the bombers that were trying to harass Laneless. And with Laneless's flak in the area over the water, this is a very secure place for ZLO to put his air, but now he's flying it over Voodoo and Chosen's flag, which is not where you want to go.
Yeah, Spider is already halfway done, so ZLO, very quick Spider, that could be very bad.
Here come bombers. The bombers are bombing the engineers around the Spider. This is excellent from Smoke Buddy.
Yeah, he's going to get himself a lot of time doing this. Smoke Buddy is known for his excellent Seraphim bombers. ZLO is, yeah, this is why he hates team games. You're wondering why. Because he's saving his allies across the map. He doesn't get his own air support. Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, he's definitely not enjoying this too much. Bombers just continue to demolish absolutely everything above ZLO's base.
Or one Tech 2 flag would have saved his... oh, yeah.
Now the Ravager war is definitely intensifying in the middle. Kocher now has the resource allocation on his ACU, so he can do whatever he wants as well.
I gotta say, Crazed actually, I didn't think he was actually going to survive that first Ravager, but he's got way more. I think he's actually going to push back. Good use of tanks. They're going to come in under the shield.
And here's Mercies from Laneless. They have just been scouted by Chosen, so Voodoo will be well aware that he can't leave the water.
Oh, the shitty torpedo bombers from Aeon. They're even worse than Seraphim torpedo bombers. I don't know what Laneless is thinking, but a really good battle here between Voodoo and Laneless.
And this is excellent play by Kocher as well, sending in just a few interceptors to kill off the Mercies. So he doesn't care if he loses those interceptors as long as they just get the job done. So it was good play by Kocher there. The Mercies continue to be replenished from Laneless, however. I think they're a bit late. If he had had those earlier, he could have killed Voodoo.
Yeah, there was a nice gap of time where Voodoo was really exposed. But now, I mean, Voodoo has a lot of air. And actually, Chosen is walking away across. He's going to join this battle with Voodoo. And those two ACUs might do a lot of damage. I don't think Laneless will be able to hold.
Yeah, Voodoo is already doing very well, but with his shielded Aeon ACU with both guns also involved, I think Laneless is in huge trouble. And ZLO pushing back against Smoke Buddy. Yeah, his Spider is complete, so he could even snipe Smoke Buddy if he wasn't paying attention.
But definitely the left-hand side team knows about the Spider. The question is, what will Smoke Buddy try to do? His ACU is pretty powerful. He's got at least, I think, Tech 3 on it. Yeah, but I think he's going to have to go into the water. I don't think Smoke Buddy has hope of holding on, and that is a lot of rhinos together with the Spider.
I think if Smoke Buddy had a nano on his ACU, he could definitely put up a good fight, especially with Tech 3 shields, but there's no way he's going to get that in time. So really, he should be running right now and just try to overcharge things as they come.
I think Chosen is about to come into this battle. Laneless could be in trouble.
Of course, the Mercies from Laneless are still present. He's got Tech 3 air now, Laneless does. A few strap bombers maybe.
Couple
especially
of
given the
resties
power
here, I
that this
think
team
would.
has.
Well, yeah, there's also Tech 2 flak.
Oh, here comes Seraphim,
Yeah,
Tech 2
Lanos
bombers
needs
from Voodoo.
walls. Yeah, those usually don't drop on the first pass, but if somebody's gonna make him drop, it'll be Voodoo.
And
Endless is in
Lanelow's just
trouble.
running for his life. He's just gonna go to the choke point and try to run back to his base. Voodoo is in position to run everything over. And mobile shield's coming in from Chosen as well, so this is just excellent teamwork.
Smoke Buddy here has got to be running as fast as he can. I think he will make it into the water. Spider 11 kills. So ZLO finally entering the game, and he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna be stopped. Although a chicken. Oh wow, very quick chicken from Smoke Buddy.
Here's ZLO trying to block Smoke Buddy off. The chicken might be irrelevant if Smoke Buddy gets blocked long enough for the spider to snipe him.
Good overcharges.
And it looks like that is gonna be the end of Smoke Buddy. The rhinos from ZLO block him off just enough. And Laneless has been killed by something.
Yeah, he got caught by too many ACUs. Yeah,
but
that's simultaneous killing.
Yeah, simultaneous on either side of the map. So what is this now? It's going to be a 3v2.
Yep. And
but they've just lost Lanos.
Well,
Lanos was...
This chicken, yeah, I think the spider will get underwater.
Yeah, and the chicken will self-destruct pretty soon. And all of Lanos' stuff has just disappeared. So now the bottom side has no way to kill Voodoo.
Yeah, this is going to be hard now. Crazed is going to have to hold while ZLO... Will ZLO be able to go into Kocher's base? I think if Kocher loses his base to the spider, this will be very even.
I think if ZLO knows where Kocher is, he can just move the spider directly at Kocher's ACU and maybe kill him. I think he's definitely got enough health to survive.
Kocher or a bunch of Tech 2 artillery. That's interesting.
I don't know if 3 is enough to break Chariot's base here in the middle. Might given enough time. I think Craze is in a better position there. Now Craze and ZLO both with huge ecos for both of them. It's usually not good. T3 gunships now for Kocher.
Spider's getting really close. I think... why is that spider stop? It just needs to run in.
This is just the worst place for it to stop. Now it's going back. ZLO does not know what he wants to do.
Oh, good looking artillery from ZLO on this little hill. I don't know how far it can reach. Yeah, it's pretty decent. And is Harveys are going to chase away ZLO with the spider?
It looks like ZLO's a bit confused here. ZLO has to go back into the water now if he wants to save his spider.
Could have already been in the base getting a shitload of vet.
Yeah, but I think it's a bit too late for that.
Meanwhile, we see Crazed here fighting for the dead base. There's so much reclaim available. It's a huge prize.
He's got some engineers there already getting the T3 air factory. Voodoo dropping in as well.
Tech 2 bomber is doing a great job.
So the spider has... It was completely disappointing after having killed Smoke Buddy. Just allows Kocher to get more eco for himself as he reclaims Smoke Buddy's old base.
It chosen together with Voodoo's units. It's going to be very difficult for Craze to stop.
T3 gunships from Kocher, I think they're going to roll through a pretty unopposed here. ZLO has just gotten the Tech 3 air.
Too bad for ZLO. But what does ZLO has next? What has he made? He was making a bug. And I don't know, did he stop that or?
I think that was just a scare tactic to try and freak out the other team.
Yeah, it's very disappointing. Oh, this dead chicken here. Oh, that's a big lost opportunity. I think ZLO could have had that. And we did see Kocher getting a bit of that mass.
And now we're going to see a bit of a comical situation. The Aeon NGs will not be able to be shot by the torpedoes of the Monkey Lord. So the Monkey Lord will have to get out of the water just to kill a few Tech 2 and Tech 1 engineers if he even has the range.
In case people were wondering, the damage per second from Tech 2 artillery stationary is only 100. So it's much weaker than Tech 3 mobile artillery.
And Craze is just taking his time with this fat boy. He's not really in a hurry to make it. Pausing and unpausing his NGs. Looks like a
Tech 2 Arty here with the shields going down. You don't want your shields going down when you're under Arty
And
assault.
the power's right there for Craze. If he loses that, he's gonna lose the middle base. And this is just such a fine margin here. Both of these Tech 2 P-Gens are so close to dying.
And I don't, yeah, I think ZLO is gonna have to do a lot here. He did a good job killing Smoke Buddy, but he hasn't really put enough pressure on the left side team. Because now you got Kocher completely taking over the reclaim of Smoke Buddy, and now they're making Tech 3 gunships.
Yeah, the Tech 3 gunships and restores from Chosen really doesn't look like there's much that can stop those. I mean, ZLO does have a very, very decent T3 air spam going. But
yeah, he should have had flak with his stuff to begin with. I think the fact that he didn't bring flak is quite disappointing. And why is Craze making Tech 3 power in the middle of the map?
Well, that's where his Tech 3 build power is, I guess.
Yeah.
But now that
wow.
now that he's got that, he has a lot of excess power. Actually, no, he doesn't have that much excess power, but he has a lot of mass in the bank, so you'd expect him to be able to rush this fat boy up very quickly.
Yeah, he needs that as soon as possible. If he can complete it, I think they're right back in the game. If he loses the middle, it's pretty much over.
Yeah, that's exactly true. If Crazed were to lose this middle base, it'd be over. And looks like the fat boy is farther completed than we think, because Crazed Cherry Takes was already half done building it, so it must have gotten hit by artillery or something. So that fat boy will be finished soon. And that's going to be a problem for Kocher.
Log just getting bigger and bigger eco.
Kocher making a fatty of his own and actually getting it faster, so he's just one step ahead of Crazed. And that's what you can do when you suddenly get a huge injection of mass from a dead ally.
Yeah, those are always the interesting points where you get a lot of reclaim. This is where build capacity and power become limiting. And now we're seeing a lot of Harbies from Chosen. This could be very dangerous. We are seeing Titans counterattacking for Chariot, but as soon as those Harbies get across, it's going to be very difficult.
That's actually an excellent counter push from Crazed Chariot to completely take over map control on his side. So it will at least finally secure Laneless's base, and maybe that'll give him the eco he needs to continue to hold the middle. His fat boy is done, but Kocher's will be done very soon. And this fat boy needs to just needs to take out the artillery from Kocher first. The power is down for Kocher. If the fat boy was in position, this would be excellent.
This is where split seconds make all the difference.
And both fat boys moving into position now. Looks like Kriz is at a disadvantage here just because his fat boy has a bit less HP. But of course the fat boy always has the option to spam T2 mobile shields for itself.
Need to go in. ZLO, I think, is focused way too much on his base. He's got all this Tech 3 that needs to go in and do damage.
ZLO actually has so many ASFs now, he might have air control. He needs to make that count. So we saw Ravager Wars, and now we see Fat Boy Wars. So this fight between Craze and Kocher has been very even if it has been a point defense war.
Loyalist getting hammered here. And you can see, I don't agree with Craze. He might not know that there was another fatty there. He is pulling his fatty back to play defense, but he's going to lose the middle. He needed to go kill. Oh, this is bad.
And if that T3 power goes, that's going to be huge problems as the shield for the Fat Boy will go down. And then Craze will be a sitting duck.
And I don't think ZLO needs to give some Tech 3 power to Crazed and be a good ally. He's got so much.
Looks like the left-hand side is talking about nuke defenses, so I'm not sure if we see any nukes from anybody. Yeah, Voodoo has a nuke launcher. He's about a fifth of the way done with a nuke. So that's something to watch for.
He's just starting, but yeah, that's always a good move.
Crazed Chariot now stalling power extremely hard. He's got no chance of winning the Fat Boy fight now. And that's going to be a huge setback.
ZLO's not a good team game player. He never wastes power. He needed to give
Fat
one.
Boy for
Craze should have asked for some power.
And there it goes. Craze is down to just 1k power at the moment.
Craze is done. He's going to. He's got nothing against that fatty, and that force coming in on the top with the restorers. Really, not much that can be done against it. As soon as the Harbies cross, they didn't cross because of the fatty, but now they're gonna rush in.
The only thing that the right-hand side could do at the moment is if they just had ZLO try to snipe everybody with his air control. He is making strap bombers from all his factories. He's got 18k power, so he should be able to support a pretty good stream of those.
Yeah, but look at Kocher, how much Tech 3 anti-air he's got. You do not fly there, and that's a very good position. It's very close to the middle.
And Kocher's got his ACU with the shield and the water and everything.
And how come ZLO doesn't help his ally here? Those Tech 3 gunships need to be dead, but he's not doing anything.
And actually,
yeah,
I think
it's almost as if
ZLO had some chances there. If that Spiderbot had been moved up, even though it's at very low HP, it might have been able to snipe Kocher's fatty. But it was just sitting back. And looks like a Control K from Craze Chariot there.
Yeah.
So it's just ZLO now. And he can try to snipe somebody, but it's really a futile attempt at this point.
Yeah. Unfortunate, I think. I think ZLO now he's going to end with an economy way beyond anybody. But if he would have helped his allies a little more and maybe did a little more attacking, I think he would have been in much better shape.
Yeah, I mean, ZLO is somehow on 352 mass and 21k power.
Does not have
just
map
so
control.
It's just he's got nothing else.
His base is huge. He's got so much power. He's got so much build capacity. He might try to.
I mean, you'd think the teleports might be an option here, if you were to rush a teleport with all this power he has, but that's very, very risky. He's building up a good number of strap bombers. I don't know who he could possibly snipe, but he could at least give it a try. ASFs from Voodoo. The nuke from Voodoo is almost halfway done. And here,
I think
ZLO
might die here.
No, he's going to make it. He's got his ASFs coming in. Still very irritating for him to have to deal with that.
This is where a spread attack from strat bombers can wipe out that whole stream of units coming into his base. You don't want to attack one by one, obviously, but that's a lot of firepower you can lay down.
Yeah, true. He's just trying to throw down as many walls as he can, but that's pretty useless. Especially given that there's Harbies that can just reclaim the walls. His base is now under direct attack.
He could have killed all that stuff with those strat bombers. I think but he's not going to do it. So I think this is over now, because as soon as that power starts going down, it's all stuck together. And actually there's some power storage would have been nice to bomb. It would just be a big chain reaction.
But here comes ZLO. That's a huge bombing run against Kocher's ACU. Although Kocher moves away in time.
The worst target. That was a shielded ACU with a whole bunch of Tech 3AA. So, yeah, I mean, he probably figured he lost the game, so he just threw a bunch of strats at Kocher.
It looks like we are looking at the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this, there was a great fight up top. Artifacts died first against Voodoo. Lanel has put up a very good fight. Chosen was all over the place. But then I think ZLO, I mean, he killed his opponent, but needed a lot more from him. If he would have, after that spider, would have got the bug, or if he would have kept on pushing after the spider with a second spider, I think Kocher could have been dead. It would have been very different.
And we actually saw teamwork win this, because even from the very first few minutes, we saw the top team have better teamwork in reclaiming the middle. And then Chosen and Voodoo working together to take the top, eventually defeating Lanelus together. And the right-hand side just seemed to be disjointed the whole time. So I think the better teamwork won it for the left-hand side. But still a very good game between 8 very good players. So we'll see you next time.
Hello and welcome to Arctic Refuge. We got 2 classic players, ZLO and Pebble one. Of course, ZLO has been around on FAF for at least a year. He came back from the army where he took a big break, and Pebble has taken a massive break, but he seems to be back now and getting back into his old form. And if he gets back into the old form that he was on top of the ladder for a while. So another challenger for people like Zoc and Blackheart, although ZLO is number 3 on the ladder, so this is definitely a good challenge.
Looks like this will be a test to see if Pebble is really back to beating everybody once again. And he is Aeon versus the Cybran ZLO, so I really don't know who has the advantage here, because normally I'd give Aeon the advantage, but Cybran and ZLO is, well, you know, it's ZLO. Pebble going for
I think
6 P-gens and then air. So a bit low on P-gens, but of course he's got the reclaim of the trees to make up for that.
yeah, these trees in the back here, they're very weird. The way people reclaim it, depending on how you reclaim them, you can get actually quite a bit. But still, like you can, if you look at you hold shift behind ZLO's base, you can see so much manual reclaim. If you pay attention to how much he's actually going to get, it is going to be a rather big amount. I think early on, Cybern do have the advantage with the Manti, because the rating on this map is absolutely critical. But Aeon later on with Aurora will be better. But then once again with the Medusas, so I think it'll be a bit of back and forth between these two factions.
It's like Pebble going kind of insane with early units here, pumping out Auroras and scouts, but not using them aggressively, just defending his engineers with them. Whereas that's a bit unnecessary.
Yeah.
ZLO doesn't have anything so far, just 4 engineers, Manti now coming out.
Both players a little too much respect, not enough rating, and I think that's where Pebble is very good with his rating with the flares or mech marines. Surprised he's not actually going that. Although against Manti, it is a pain with the flare.
And now the air factory coming up for both players now. ZLO actually planning a third air. So he's going to have more air than land early on. His ACU will stay put.
Might see gestures here.
That's what I'm definitely expecting when you see that much air from a Cybern. Looks like he's sort of giving up the middle. I mean, it's okay to go with 3 factories, but he's stopping to make so much power that if Pebble were to be running to the middle, he would just completely take over it. And an absolutely colossal, unbelievable land spam from Pebble.
Yeah. That's always a good idea with Aeon. And one thing about NGMod, it has made Tech 2 land a little more viable, so you don't have to make such a big Tech 1 land spam. And a bit surprised, on this map, second air is not the usual thing. Usually people go first 2 land, maybe third or fourth air. But let's see how well this works out for Pebble. And Pebble not being aggressive, making interceptors. So he's not going to get much more than some intel, although in this case he guessed right, there's a bomber coming in.
Players are just staying in their bases. This is making me cringe. Although ZLO is at least sending a scout and a Medusa to the middle to be able to see where everything is, and his bomber is attacking the civs and getting shot by civilian anti-air. Not great play.
That was a bit unusual. Let's see, the bomber is not going to come in. He's got to cut off the expanding engineers. That's the annoying thing to happen. Let's see if those inties from Pebble do something. I would have liked to see Pebble make a couple scouts.
And that was actually some great micro from ZLO there. He got behind Pebble's interceptor.
Yes. Yeah, that is going to make a big difference. And the bomber for ZLO, the worst target possible, the ACU.
Yeah, that is literally the worst target possible. And now Pebble will just shoot it down.
Could have had that engineer easily. That would have been a problem for Pebble. So Pebble catching a bit of a break.
Yeah, ZLO once again is just not having the best of time. But he is the first really to make any impact on the middle. He's taking out the civs. The problem is he's got no engineering to back that up. So his ACU is only just leaving his base. And he's got 3 air factories, and one of them is going straight to Tech 2. I've never seen this before on this map. This is good. This is
crazy. But he does have air control. And one thing about Medusas, they can't shoot, so they're really bad at taking out point defenses. No problems for Aeon. They easily took out. So Pebble might get a big mass boost. Will he be able to use it? He's got 300 power. He's got 2 engineers making even more power. And I think he needs to realize there's too much air.
He's definitely eased up on the land factory production. He was going to make an insane amount. Now he's only making a half insane amount and at a much slower rate. So he will have a good power to mass ratio as he gets this reclaim from the middle. Assuming he's going to move
Pebble not moving in. He's taking a long time to go in. I think ZLO will actually catch up.
But ZLO's plan working out well for him. He's almost got Tech 2 air. He's got complete air dominance.
Yeah, strategically here, I think ZLO is in a very good position because he can get a gesture on either side of the map, and the gesture will stop all the Auroras coming in. So he can really stop all the land forces. He doesn't need too much Manti.
He's already got bombers taking care of stuff on the top and bottom. So really, ZLO is playing well here with his air. But the Tech 2 is really going to make a big difference in Renegades now. And Renegades absolutely demolish Auroras, even worse than Jesters.
It's going to be really bad. Both players afraid of the middle. It's coming up minute 6, and they're not moving in, which is very
Pebble
disappointing.
only just moving in. And the trucks here are worth quite a bit. I don't understand why they've both just ignored them. I mean, ZLO left without reclaiming a single chunk.
He just left. He didn't even, like, bother. I'm not sure why.
I mean, he even took out a point defense for Pebble. It's like, here, have this mass. It's yours.
Yeah, Pebble having some success on the right side. He took out the engineers, got Auroras there, and actually Pebble's Aurora is doing a good job raiding, so the top has been well raided. So ZLO is gonna have no map control, and he's going to not have the middle, but he does have tech to air.
And he just picked off an engineer on the top expansion for Pebble. Factory in place though for Pebble, so that'll take care of that problem. The Renegades, though, for ZLO are going to be a huge problem for Pebble to deal with. Pebble needs to be going for Tech 2 land and getting flag. Otherwise, he's
Tech 2 land, yes.
Tech 2 air and get Swift wins. But he's got to do something. At the moment, yeah, his position is pretty bad.
He's got all that mass, but he's leaving the middle somehow. Amazing.
Apparently,
but yeah,
he's satisfied with those 2 P-gens. He's making the mistake that everybody makes and not reclaiming the buildings.
Yeah, there's still like 1,000, 2,000 mass at least in there.
The buildings actually give you quite a huge mass rate income, so you can actually support many projects at once, even if they don't give that much mass, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. But these gunships now from ZLO all over the place. Although the Auroras for Pebble in small groups still doing damage.
And this is just so weird from ZLO. As I said, I've
bizarre.
never seen this on this map, and he's making it work perfectly. I mean, he's got gunships and
He's making it work.
Not perfectly, but I mean, he's definitely getting the results he wants. He's got 5 air factories and 1 land factory, and that's his whole base. I mean, I've never seen that on this map. You rarely see that on any map, actually. And he's got...
I really think if Pebble didn't leave... Well, yes, Pebble left the middle because there was a lot of air, didn't have air control, had to be worried about his ACU. But I really think if he would have stayed in the middle, maybe built up some Tech 1 flak, he could have been in much better shape. And now power is the target. ZLO is going to be killing power inside Pebble's base.
And not only that, forcing an entirely flak army from Pebble, or almost an entirely flak army.
It could actually be dangerous if ZLO decides to have an air fight over all that flak. Pebble might actually grab air control back.
And now Tech 2 land and flak is straight off the conveyor for Pebble. He wants to take care of this problem. ZLO moving up with his ACU. There's a point defense in his way, though. He should probably bring a gunship over and take care of that easily. And the mass in the middle is just...
it's just painful to watch. I don't know. This is just horrible. I understand why Pebble left, because he's afraid of all that air now. But the reason that ZLO left, I don't understand. Especially when he has total coverage of the map. He knows exactly what's happening.
He knows that Pebble's ACU is far back. He knows that the units are all in the base. He knows that there's nothing to threaten him. And he's not even sending an engineer to pick up the buildings.
Yeah, gunships versus Tech 1 flag. I think here with a low micro, the gunships should win.
In such numbers, the Tech 1 flag is putting up a good fight. But if the gunships just target, then suddenly the Auroras are going to be vulnerable. And now we're just looking at a slaughter.
Why isn't there more Tech 2 flag coming out? Pebble not making. In terms of eco, both players very even. Map control, I mean, it's also quite even, but I think it's shifting in ZLO's favor. More Tech 2 flag and just send it everywhere, deny air, and then you just get the map back. Because Tech 1, Tech 2 air dies to Tech 2 flag almost instantly.
Yeah, the problem with ZLO's strategy right now is that he's not really able to secure all the mexes, even though he's able to take over map control, because his lack of land means that Pebble can just put these little pockets of units everywhere and just deny all the mass extractors as ZLO tries to build them. So it's really just both players not being able to control their mexes.
Yeah, Pebble, finally, he's going to go back into the middle. Maybe he'll get some free mass. Although this gunship force now from ZLO getting quite menacing. Oh, but Tech 2 flak is ready.
Yeah, Pebble's not going to go into the middle without protection. But just a solitary Tech 2 flak if 5 to 10 gunships came in and targeted that first.
Yeah, or a Corsair.
Yeah, true. Actually, we haven't seen any Corsairs yet. That would be a great unit for ZLO to make.
Yeah, I think there's still the power is still vulnerable. ZLO taking over the top left corner slowly. Some bombers and
Oh,
his
and
ACU.
here Medusa is attacking the Tech 2 flag in the middle for Pebble.
This is gonna be a tragedy.
This is just so bad.
God. That's a hero. Hero Tech 2 flag. It's like, oh shit, I have no air protection. I need to go back home. This is where if ZLO would have come in and with his gunships and end the game,
Pebble.
it would have been great. Although he's losing his Tech to gunships.
Yeah, they're getting picked off one at a time. He's able to rebuild them at a good rate, though. So just a few more. I don't know if Pebble has even realized that he's lost his flak yet. I mean, he is moving back. He built those 2 mexes, and now he's going back. So I don't know. Maybe he hasn't figured it out yet.
I don't agree with Pebble making more Tech 1 factories in his base. I think he could make more Tech 2 factories out of his old ones. Blazes together with flak in this situation would absolutely dominate.
Yeah, the fast movement of the blazes and the flak to protect from gunships, and suddenly ZLO doesn't really have much.
I think ZLO, yeah, you can see so much red, so many mass extractors. ZLO now at 34 mass. He is at a significant advantage. And Pebble might actually get in trouble here in the middle. He does have flak moving into that direction.
Yeah, I think right now he is safe against just 2 gunships. But of course the danger is always there.
I think Tech 2 land might be in the future for ZLO. I think it would be a good move later on, because I don't think he'll actually be able to end the game here with the Tech to air, given that there is quite a bit of Tech to flak now in different positions.
I think Corsairs or even Tech 1 bombers could totally wipe out all the power for Pebble, and that would be a huge blow for him to take. I mean, ZLO with his air control has an open passageway to just bomb Pebble's base, but he's not taking it yet. Here,
I think Pebble not used to NG mod yet. He's making all those Tech 1 factories.
Yeah, but he's not really packing engineers around his Tech 2 factory either, so he's just content to have a few flaks scattered everywhere.
Those Auroras are just garbage against Tech to air. And a bit of an air force now from Pebble. Maybe he can get an air fight in the right position. Although now it looks very dangerous for Pebble. He does have 2 Tech 2 flags in the middle, but it's still quite dangerous.
Here's ZLO throwing away 2 gunships. That's very sad. Just throwing them into the back of Pebble's base and they get slaughtered.
Pebble continues to raid on the right side, but really Pebble unable to grab any map control except the
here's
middle.
What you were talking about. ZLO has Tech 2 land in the upper expansion. So Rhino's being produced there. So Rhinos plus his air control already, that's going to be difficult for Pebble to stop.
Rhinos are very good, even against Obsidians. And I mean, you're not going to go to Obsidians unless you know there's Rhinos.
And now we see,
Tech 2.
We see both Renegades and Corsairs building up in ZLO's base. Pebble is running for his life at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, I think actually not too much interceptors left. Pebble might actually regain air control.
ZLO has his air force in the top left expansion. Still got plenty.
And I think now a couple of these Rhinos, they're going to get a lot of kills. Auroras are not going to have hope. Pebble looking pretty good now. I think he might actually grab some expansion. But check out the scouts from ZLO scattered around the map. Those give him such great coverage.
Yeah, there's literally nothing that he can't see. He knows where everything is. This is great play from him. And he can pick any of those up and scout whenever he wants.
Ships taking care of the right side to gather Tech to flak. They're going to push back. Need more Tech to flak, I think, if you're Pebble. I'm surprised by the low numbers of Tech to flak from Pebble. I think one factory should just make Tech to flak everywhere.
See gunships, transports for Pebble. He's mass producing transports. And actually, I mean, if he were to do some kind of drop, the back of ZLO's base is so undefended. That could actually be interesting.
Yeah, but Pebble's ACU now a bit, yeah, a bit of. I mean, what is he doing out there? I think he's very vulnerable.
He's almost asking to be sniped. He doesn't have any flak there. I mean, he
got one sort of close, but getting chased by a
he's
rhino.
got his radar, so he'll know when something is coming in, but by then it might be too late. And the flak is running in the wrong direction. So if ZLO realizes this would be a great time for him to snipe Pebble and win the game.
This is basically game over, unless Pebble making some progress on the right side. But he's been behind in terms of mass for a while. In terms of power, he's also quite a bit behind.
He dropped engineers into that expansion. He's going to be able to build on it. But ZLO already, he knew immediately, and he bombed those 2 engineers. He left 1 alive though, so Pebble will secure those 4 mexes. And here is the snipe attempt as ZLO comes in at Pebble's ACU. The interceptors come in for Pebble, interceptors for ZLO. Looks like the micro from ZLO, easy win for him in the air fight. And Pebble, this could be it here. Corsairs and gunships, very difficult to stop. GG is called.
Yeah, very unusual from ZLO, but it worked quite well. I think Pebble had a number of opportunities. If he would have grabbed the middle mass, if he would have, instead of making Tech 1, focused on Tech 2 land, more flak and blazes, he could have had map control, he could have had a better eco. But the fact that he continued making those auroras all game, I think really hurt him.
If you look at the right-hand side, he's about to run over ZLO's base, so it was really a matter of not getting sniped. If he had had a few more minutes, he would have been in a much better position.
Yeah, and ZLO really focusing on very expensive units, the Renegades and Corsairs. He did not make too many units, but he made a couple very good ones and used them very well.
Well, that was another good game between 2 good players, so I think we'll stop the video here for now. So hopefully we can bring more in the future, but maybe not for a while. So, yeah, that was it.